Hello, welcome back to Lemmings Plus II. So we're now up to the Cunning rating. So our first level here is right-tuned lemming, and this is a level that occurs 3 times in slight variations. Basically what changes is which block is not steel here, and in each iteration the rest of it's the same, so it's 70%, 20 lemmings, 1 of each skill. And originally it started as a level with a choice of which way you go, and then like even in the demo of Lemmings Plus II it was in that form. And then yeah, it's eventually changed into this, which sort of, I don't know, this iteration sort of medium difficulty. The second one's probably the easiest, and the third one is quite challenging. And it's repeated like first level of Cunning, 7th level and 13th level, so that's first level. Second level here is Tree Cell. The name is a play on that card game Free Cell, and yeah, it's pretty much, this is just a level I randomly threw together a bunch of trees and it turned out to be fairly challenging. So it's a level using the block a builder trick. That trick is quite common throughout my levels. And the other challenging part is when you get here and you sort of gotta place the miner in the right place to get through. Sort of, yeah, the steels makes it difficult to get through, but if you do it like that it works out. And so we're on to the third level, which is just some leftovers. You get it, leftovers, because there's one-way left walls. So funny. So it's sort of a somewhat easy-ish filler level. Makes use of the one-way fields there. And the one sort of challenging factor it has got going is you do have to use the builder miner trick. I know it's probably possible to solve without using that, but we've also got to deal with this one-way left here, but overall it's not a particularly hard level. So we're on to level 4, which is dropping bombs. Now this is possibly the single level that justifies instant bombers. If there's any level that does, it is this one. And so the idea here is you've got these obstacles, you've got a beam across the top which they can easily get up to, and all you've got is bombers. Now obviously if you bomb on here, they drop through into the water, so you've got to sort of drop the bombers from the air. So it can be done from either side, but what I've done here is closed or bombed off this staircase so that they're stuck on the left here. Really straight 99'd it so that these guys will get past, and then the remaining ones are going to blow away the path to the exit. So, I mean, yeah, with the instant bombers, this was kind of a logical level design to use for something, so. But it goes without saying you would not want to do this level with timed bombers. And so we're on to level 5, maximum security. Now this is, even though it's only in the early parts of the 4th rank, this is actually one of the hardest levels in Lemmings Plus II. So it's a symmetrical level. Lemmings Plus II has quite a few of those, as you may have noticed. Basically the idea is you've got to get one lemming over here and keep one back here. A bit limited on the skills you've got to do it with. As you'll notice, it saves just enough lemmings. It's got a somewhat unusual save requirement of 91%, so I think I don't know if it's still possible under Neo Lemmings. Back under regular Lemmings, 92% was possible, but not sure if it still is now. So on to level 6, which is Clever Bash. Now, basic idea behind this level is that the entire right hand side of the level, including the screen start position focusing on it, is purely a distraction. The so-called Clever Bash is bashing through this above the exit to get to a safe wall on this side. Obviously you've got to patch up this gap and do that within the time limit you need to get a lemming ahead. See, that's the basic idea behind this level. And as you can see, the fall isn't instantly safe. You've got to use the extra builder to make it safe. And the time limit is quite tight. Notice how these guys don't make it to the exit here, but the save requirement's also somewhat low. So that sort of makes up for it. So we're on to level 7, and as I mentioned earlier, this is left-tuned lemming, which is the left-hand side equivalent of right-tuned lemming. So it's basically a whole different level since the two sides are somewhat separated. Still got one of everything, so this is probably the easiest version of this level. And the main reason this one comes in the middle is because the third version has the destructible block here, which means that both the first and the third version use the right side of the actual map, even though it's different how you get to it. And that does make more of a difference than it may seem like, so yeah, we're on to level 8 now, which is 404, exit not found. So yeah, it's a hidden exit level, and the obvious one to go for is in here. The terrain sort of gives away that there's one here. Aside from that, there is also an exit here as the flat terrain hints at, and there's also an exit with no clues provided whatsoever, which is in mid-air about here, just above the bump. So yeah, a few ways that level can be taken. I don't think it's possible to complete the level via the top exit. It's possible to get some lemmings to it, but so we're on to level 9, which is No Chance. So it's 50 lemmings, 88% to be saved. Now originally in regular Lemmings, this level had an exit over here, and then like it was impossible to get over the water to it though, and so you had to use this one. Now in Neo Lemmings, like basically it was possible to get 1 or 2 lemmings across by like mining at the end of the bridge and skipping 1 pixel that way. In Neo Lemmings that trick no longer works, so I had to make this island accessible the normal way, so I got rid of the exit. Initially I had a fake exit there, but I thought that was a bit unfair, so I replaced it with a fire object. Now the reason that island's accessible, I almost forgot, is because this level has a secret level in it, which is here. So accessing the secret level is just a matter of getting over to it, pretty much. Okay, and our secret level for Cunning is Cunning Saturation of Floater Frenzy. Now this is without a doubt the hardest Floater Frenzy level. Got an 85% save requirement, 95 release rate, and very, very short walking distance before the fall. So I'd say it's even harder than Genius's Floater Frenzy. So, I mean, I myself struggle to beat this one. So, it's the usual Floater Frenzy deal, just chuck out floaters as quickly as you can. And this was actually a very late addition to the Lemmings Plus II. Originally Cunning wasn't going to have a Floater Frenzy because of that 3 repeat setup thing with the tuned lemming levels, but when I added secret levels I decided, hey, I'll chuck in an extra Floater Frenzy here, so that's it. And also because of its difficulty is another reason why it's the secret level and not one of the main levels. So okay, back to No Chance now, and let's see how it's actually beaten. So it's basically a matter of you go over the top, you use a miner to get the crowd up there, and once that's done, it basically comes down to building a platform and reducing the fall so that they can get to this platform. So it's actually not an overly hard level, that one. So now on to level 10, which is Shotgun Run. Now this is based on a concept which I think I've used in a previous level, which is basically that you can't delay the crowd at all, but you can get one lemming ahead of them. So it's also in some regards similar to Turn Back with Care from Lemmings Plus I, but with basically the main focus, well, the focus being entirely on the worker here. One tricky part is by this point they're starting to catch up, and if you were to dig straight through and try and bash through that, there wouldn't be time, they'd come back and go into the laser. So what's actually done is the digger is placed so that he falls onto this, but the crowd falls down here and goes through this for some more delay. And yes, this level has a tight time limit, but because the crowd basically can't be delayed, the time limit isn't really an issue. So yeah, that's it for the first half of Cunning, so see you in the next video of the second half. Hope you're enjoying this, and also if you're into the Lemmings Plus series, the Lemmings Plus IV demo is coming out within, probably by the time I upload this, it'll probably be in about an hour, so yeah, head over to the Lemmings forums, get the link, grab the demo if you're into it, and yeah, have a good day.